Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so I've been meaning to do this freaking video for ages, so I'm going to show you guys how to perform the barbell hip thrust. The biggest glute movement, the freaking mother of all glute exercises, the #1 glute exercise. I'm going to teach you guys and show you guys how to perform that correctly and how to avoid getting that lower back pain. I will see you guys at the gym.
Alright, so I'm going to jump straight into this and explain to you guys the setup of a hip thrust. Okay, not just any hip thrust, but the barbell hip thrust. So you see the big barbell here with the two big blue plates. That's the barbell. That's what we're talking about, okay? Not the already set up weights. It's the one you've got to load yourself. Now, so you've got a low bench here you can see on the left-hand side, and then you see a green plate right next to it. So for those that don't know, I'm quite short. I'm like 5'1", 5'2". So the reason why I put that green plate there is to elevate and lift me a little bit because I'm a little bit too short for this bench. Now, depending obviously on your height, you would have to put that plate there, but then other people like my husband Pete, he doesn't need the plate, but then this bench works good for him too. So this bench I've trained all different heights with people. This is the bench to go to. Do not go to a bench that is ridiculously high that when you sit up against it, it like comes up to like your shoulders or your neck. You ideally want it to sit your shoulder blade level, like sort of where your sports bra, your bra will sit for females, and for men you would know roughly where that would sit too, if you ever had a partner. But yeah, just around that shoulder blade section. Yeah, so basically what you need in order to set yourself up for a barbell hip thrust is you've got the bench here, a low bench that sits around your shoulder blade height, and then you've got the barbell hip thrust itself, and then if you're short like me, you've got a plate. So that's basically all you need, and a hip thrust pad so then you don't get bruises on your hips. Alright, now looking at myself here, setting myself up, so you can see that my heels are quite close to myself, almost directly underneath my knees, and then I've got my back pressed up against the bench, my butt's pretty close to the bench. If you look at my back and my setup, I'm like on a slight angle. I'm not completely straight up as if I'm sitting up against the bench, and I'm also not like all the way too far out that everything's like, if I were to put weight on me, I'll just fall apart. And you can see when I hip thrust here, I come up and I'm completely straight at the top. So what I mean by that is, in this photo, as you can see, I'm like flat like a plank. So my hips aren't coming up any higher than my head. They're literally in line with my spine. This is where people go wrong when they hip thrust, is as you can see, so huge tip here guys, huge tip. See my head? How my chin is like tucked into my chest? That's what you do to prevent yourself from overextending in the hips. Now I see many people all the time, they let their head flop back. Then if I was to do this, I wish I did actually included this as well. If I was to let my head flop back, my hips overextend, so then it's like as if I'm sort of bending my spine in the opposite direction. So it's like I'm putting all this unnecessary pressure on my back as well, putting myself in that position, and it just doesn't look safe. It doesn't look right. Like it looks odd. So yeah, hot tip, keep your chin tucked in towards your chest the whole time. Look straight ahead, okay? Don't look up, don't look side to side, look straight ahead in front of you, even down towards your feet, in order to keep that chin nice and tucked in, okay? So also with my feet here, Again, I pointed it out when I was like sitting up against the bench, but now I'm up in the air. You can see my heels and my knees are almost in a straight line. So that's the picture you want to draw in your head, on your body. When you look at yourself, you want to almost be like a straight line. So heels are in with knees, your butt is in with your chest, your spine, everything's in line, okay? Nothing's sort of just flopping about, okay? So that's my tip, guys. I hope I covered everything. And I hope my audio is good. I'm using a microphone and I hope it all syncs up well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this explanation on how to barbell hip thrust. I hope it was effective and informational. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.